Hey, how's it going? I'm Rebecca. This is my vlog about my life and knitting, and that's really convenient because knitting is my life. The Venn diagram about knitting and my life is a circle because that's all I actually do, and it's my passion and what I love doing the most. So why not combine the two and make a vlog? Here we are, Vlogtober day 13. We have made it to the 13th, Thursday the 13th. Not a superstitious person, but maybe that's, well, no, it's not Friday the 13th. Maybe it's just the 13th is bad because this is going so poorly. Hi, how are you? I live in Bremerton, Washington with my 5 kids and my 2 dogs and my boyfriend. We've been together almost 12 years, 11 years. I just keep adding numbers to it because it feels like we've been together forever. We've been together in the 11 to 12 year range. So boyfriend feels weird, but it is what it is. And we have 2 dogs. And fun fact, they're both named Kevin, which is kind of a fun thing to tell people. I love them. They're stupid. I have my lab is named Kevin. Obviously, I just said that, but we got him and he was a little bit not so smart. And he was kind of a jerk. So we named him Kevin because there's that line in the movie that is like, look what you did, you little jerk, like in Home Alone. So we named him after Kevin McAllister. I wanted to name him McFly, which I felt was very fitting, but my family said no. They wanted to name him Kevin, so we did. And then we got a Mastiff, an English Mastiff, and we named him Kevin as well. We call him Q because it's Kevin with a Q, so Q-E-V-I-N. So we call him Q, but if you call Kevin, they both come, which is what we wanted, which is great when you have 2 giant dogs, when they're being bad or like doing stupid stuff or barking at other dogs or whatever. It's really nice to have 2 dogs that are just named the same thing, and it works out really well. Never thought that would be my life, but here we are. My children are all named Jordan, and that just makes life really simple because they all just come, and it's unisex, right? So it works with all of them. That's not actually true, but I tried to deliver it in a way that it sounded legit. It's a good idea though, like George Foreman named all his kids George. I'd rather be Jordan than George though. So wow, okay. I live in Bremerton. I live near Silverdale, actually. If you've ever been to Silverdale or know where that is, that's where I live. And it's, I live by the Costco. Wow. Let's see, I have 5 kids, ages 6 to 19. I already talked about my kids. I learned to knit when I was pregnant with my 2nd daughter, so about 17 years ago, and it was on a whim. I was just bored at my mom's house, and I was like, hey, I want to learn how to knit. So I went to Walmart, and I got some size 10 needles with my sister, Stephanie, who's usually with me on our podcasts. And we learned to knit that day. My mom taught us how to do it wrong. She's not a knitter. We learned how to knit through the back loop, but it's honestly not wrong. There's no such thing as knitting wrong as long as you're happy with how your knitting comes out. And since I didn't know any better, I was happy with how my knitting was coming out, and so that's fine. But I did learn how to knit the non-twisted way a couple years into this. For the first 10 years of my knitting career, I knit exclusively with craft store yarn, and I knit a lot of garter stitch scarves, and I knit a lot of hats that I didn't finish, and you know, a lot of things like that, like these really simple basic things. This was before Ravelry, and I didn't know a lot, obviously, but I was knitting all the time. I was definitely like, I love knitting, even though I didn't finish anything. So, and then it wasn't until about 7 years ago that I started actually getting really serious about it and using wool and understanding the qualities of why animal fibers are significantly better. Natural fibers are better than acrylic, and I actually started knitting for real, like sweaters and things like that. Discovering yarn stores, those were just popping up in my area. So that's what happened. I started knitting and I never stopped. I just didn't finish anything, and nothing's changed. I just use nicer yarn. I just waste more money on yarn at this point. Yeah, I would say I don't really actually finish most things. So if you're looking for a vlog about finished objects in knitting, you won't find one. So I'm watching my dog, he's kind of limping. So yeah, I have a very boring life, and that's how I like it. I don't have anything interesting going on ever. I love it that way so that I can knit as much as possible. I spent all day yesterday cleaning. I did like 11 loads of laundry and I mopped the floors. I love mopping the floors, by the way, because TikTok. Have you guys seen mopping on TikTok and like all the cool things people are doing there? I love it. It's really fun. So I wrote notes because this is like my 6th time recording. I couldn't get with it this morning. I was like shaking and just miserable. I went to see my therapist today and started to feel a little better. He wants me to call my doctor about getting my anxiety medications fixed, and I do not want to do that because I don't like going to doctors and talking to them about my problems and trying to get my medication fixed, because I don't like expressing my needs and feeling high maintenance. I don't like doing any of that, and so I don't want to. I should though. I really should. So I wrote notes because my daughter, who's home from work today, she was like, Mom, just make some notes. And so I sat down and I was like, well, what do I want to say? So I wrote some notes and it says, don't say dumb stuff. Because I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I like to be surprised. So the Stephen Westminster Knit Along came out today. I woke up at 3:15-ish and it was in my mailbox and I was ready to go. My boyfriend got up at like 3:20 to go pee, and I was like, I just told the internet, you all know he goes pee. So he got up and I was like, oh my gosh, please stay up. Like, because I want to get up and I want to knit on this mystery knit along. And he was like, no, I'm going back to bed. But he wakes up at like 3:45, 4 o'clock. So I just sit there, just wait. I mean, I could have got up and come downstairs, but I didn't want to do that. What I wanted to do was get up, get some coffee, sit in bed and do Wordle, because I do Wordle every morning with my coffee, and then cast on my stuff. So I had to wait till like 4 o'clock in the morning. It was horrible. So I finally cast that on. I got quite a bit of it done. Actually, that's not true. I don't know how far I've got done because I only read the pattern like 2 sentences at a time. So I don't know how much there is. I don't know how many pages there are. I don't know what's going on with that. I keep getting YouTube notifications. I'm kind of like distracted. I need to do this on airplane mode. So anyway, my colors are this, and this. This is Madeline Tosh in the Pop Rocks colorway. I actually wound this up last night because I switched from single ply to sock. I had wound up the single ply and decided not to use single ply because both of these were socks or sock weight. But I had the single ply because I was swatching with other single plies, and I thought if I use it, I'm going to use the single ply. But I had it in sock. So I'm using this. It's actually quite a bit brighter than the other one, and so that makes me really happy. Very excited about these colors together. My therapist had been really excited about this project. When I showed him my colors, he was not very excited, and he didn't hide it very well. Which is okay, because I'm not making it for him. I'm making it for me, and what matters is that I like it. But it didn't do a lot for my confidence as far as like liking my colors. That's okay. That's okay. I don't have to please everybody, right? He does like my black walls, though. He did tell me that I should start a YouTube video and give everybody interior design advice, because after he saw my black walls on a phone, obviously he doesn't come to my house, he went home and painted his living room navy blue, and he was like, it's the best decision I ever made. It looks so good. And I'm like, I know, dark colors are amazing. So here's my interior decorating advice. Channel your inner 13-year-old, and whatever your inner 13-year-old would have liked, do that, because that's my inner goth coming out, and I love it. I've never been more happy with that. So that's my advice. Paint your living room black and live your best life. You only get one, right? Might as well paint your living room your favorite color, and that's so good. So yeah, I purchased new yarn. I think I told you guys that. Well, I didn't purchase new yarn. It's the same. I purchased the same yarn because I needed one more skein of this, because this was originally going to be my pop. Didn't have other colors figured out, but I love this scorched lime color, and it's one of my favorites because it's swampy green. I think it looks good on me, and it was going to be my pop, but it ended up being a main, so I had to buy another one. And I'm very excited. I haven't even been knitting today because all I've been doing is talking to the camera over and over and over again. So this take, you get what you get. I don't even care anymore. My daughter, I actually showed my daughter's off a couple times, but she went upstairs to knit on it because she wanted to, and I kept like showing it off, and I guess I wasted that opportunity. Which is fine. I'll show you guys Sunday. She's doing really good. She's doing like a neon green and a bright teal. She didn't leave her colors down here, and a red for a color pop. So she's not finished yet. She works full time at the hospital, and she is still working on it. I got my whole house cleaned yesterday. I told you guys all that. I don't have any plans for the rest of the day except to knit. Hopefully get through this glue and then wait for the next glue, which is kind of sad. Yeah, I'm not really feeling down today. Like, I feel like I'm coming into like some kind of manic episode. I do have bipolar, but I don't have anything to say right now, which is kind of sad. I told you guys everything. So I'm an open book. I'll share everything with anybody. Like, I do not care. I'm just really shy, actually, in person. If you met me in person and didn't know me from this vlog, you would be like, wow, she is really stuck up. She doesn't talk to anybody. I'm just really shy, actually. I'll talk to anybody if they talk to me first, which is why I keep saying, oh, go message me on Instagram and say hi, because I won't say hi to you first. I just won't. I just can't. But I love making friends too, so this is a great platform for me to do that, because I can just be like, message me first. I can't go into a crowd and be like, talk to me first and I'll talk to you. That would be weird, because nobody would talk to me, and that's the beauty of the internet, right? I think you all should start making YouTube videos about your knitting, because I need people to watch who are actually making videos. I linked a bunch of people in my last video in the description bar of people who are making regular content about knitting. Especially the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along stuff. So if you're interested in that, you can go back to yesterday and see all of those people that I mentioned, specifically friends of mine that are doing this, and I love them all. Yeah, so I don't have a whole lot anymore. I keep saying that and then I come up with more stuff, so I'm gonna stop saying that until the end. I don't have any plans for the day. I have a lot of appointments coming up for my kids. Some dentist appointments, orthodontist appointments, doctor appointments are all in October. I think that it should be a crime to schedule things in October. Like, dentists and doctors should just be closed for the entire month, because people have Stephen West Mystery Knit-alongs to knit, and it really gets in the way. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. Today is Thursday, is a half day for my kids. I have to go get them at 2:30 from the bus stop. The bus stop. I don't drive my kids to school. I don't have time for that. I got all the time in the world. I don't have time to sit in that pickup line or that drop-off line. I don't. Not a chance. So anyway, okay, I don't have anything to say. I'm not going to make this 20 minutes long. I'm going to actually end this and upload this one, and then I will see you guys tomorrow with hopefully a little bit more positive and uplifting content that is not so scattered, and maybe make some better notes than don't say dumb stuff. I need to make notes anyway, because sometimes I think about what I'm going to say and then I come up with something funny, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to say that tomorrow, and it doesn't happen, and then I'm like, oh, could have been funnier. I'm a funny person. All right. Not a planned funny person. Like, people are always like, oh, you should be like a stand-up comedian. First of all, that sounds awful, and second of all, it's hard to deliver jokes that you've already written. For me, while sounding natural, right? Okay, this is too long now. Okay, so I will see you all tomorrow for real. Okay, bye.